Hey, what's going on? I'm gonna play this, well, a part of this video here. I'm not gonna play it in its entirety. You guys could go check it out. But this female here, Rachel Nichols, I'm just gonna play it and let you listen to it.
And completely false depending on what you're talking about. Absolutely. Derrick Rose has overcome a horrific and in many cases heartbreaking series of injuries that robbed the league's youngest ever MVP of one of the great what might have been careers. Twice he's had to take time away from the game on teams he's been on, unsure of if he even wanted to continue playing. And twice he came back. And if you have been around to witness the incredible physical and mental toll all of that has taken, the fact that he's still standing, much less doing what he did on that court last night, that is incredible. However, there is also the absolute fact that 2 years ago, Rose was accused of participating in a gang rape. A civil trial found him not liable, but a lot of Rose's own testimony was troubling. And regardless of how you personally judge what happened there, watching people last night bring that trial up and then try to gloss over it as something Rose went through as adversity for him, that was cringe-inducing, to say the least. Personally, I think it is okay to get excited about what Derrick Rose did on that basketball court last night. And I also think it's okay to talk in real terms about what he's done off of it, both the good and the bad. Derrick Rose, he was the story last night, and it is all part of his story. And by the way, his story, it's not over. He's not the same kid who won the MVP in 2011. He's also not the same man who sat in that courtroom in 2016. We all get to continue.
Okay. So, if a lot of you guys didn't know, Derrick Rose scored 50 points. I think it was like 2 days ago, right? Derrick Rose had some, well, he had a troubling career. Uh, if he didn't have those injuries, I think that he would have won a championship, right? Those injuries stopped him from playing, and he's a tough guy because he fought back. He really fought the injury. He came back twice, like this Rachel Nichols. That's not what I want to call her, but anyway, just like she said. But everybody knows the struggles that he's been going through on the court, right? It seemed as if his career was gonna die. He scored 50 points, and everybody was just feeling, really happy for him because we know what his potential is. A lot of the NBA players, congratulated him because they know his greatness, and they know that his greatness was slowed down by his injuries. Now, as you guys heard, this female brought up the sexual allegations against Derrick Rose. Now, this chick could not let the man shine. She could not let the man shine. She could not let this guy have his moment. The guy scored 50 points, for Christ's sakes. And you're going to bring up his alleged rape or battery allegations? Or not battery, but that's because in Jamaica, that's what we call it. Train allegations. Now she's trying to excuse it that by saying other people were speaking about it. But even if other people were speaking about it, Rachel, you didn't have to talk about it on the show. You could have went and talked about it with your friends or Chauncey and these guys. And then she co-signs it by saying it's okay to talk about the good and it's okay to talk about the bad. You see, this is why I've said in many of my videos, I don't know why they put these females on sports channels. Why? Sports was doing fine before they started putting these females on there. That's what I keep telling you guys. Women just love to invade male spaces. And when they come into male spaces, they cause problems. When they come into male spaces, they want to take over and control. Yes, probably, the producers allowed her to talk that bullshit. And then we have Chauncey Billups and these guys on there, Paul Pierce, and a lot of these basketball players that I do admire on the court. But none of them say nothing. Michelle Beadle and these females, they talk shit about black basketball players. And these guys don't say nothing. Because they want to ensure that they get their check. Derrick Rose has been through so much, and the guy scored 50 points, and you're trying to tell me that she could not hold her tongue and just not mention. Listen, the guy was not found guilty. He was not found guilty. They will never, and listen, on my channel, I don't really talk about racism, but sometimes I point it out because it's just right there in your face. It's like, for real? So you're trying to tell me she could not pass up on just one opportunity to just not bring up something about a black guy? Something that was not proven to be true? Come on, man. I'm wondering if they bring these women on because they're trying to get guys to jack off or whatever. I don't know, or they're trying to get more viewers for the sports programs. I've been watching sports ever since I was a kid. I have not stopped. So bringing females on is not going to make me watch it even more. A lot of guys have been watching sports since the 80s and the 90s. And females were not on. And they're still watching it to this day. So bringing females on is supposed to what? Augment the viewership? Whenever you bring females around, they bring cattiness and problems. That's why I say all the time, people don't like when I say it. In my personal opinion, I think females are here to fuck. Because if you really step back and observe when they're around, 90% of the times, they bring drama. They do. Which is why a lot of married men are stressed the hell out. And they die before their wives. I heard a pastor say that. And that's the realest thing I've ever heard a pastor say. And I don't like pastors. But that's the realest thing I've ever heard any pastor say. They stress you the hell out. That's why husbands die before their wives most of the times. They're good for fucking. You bring these females here on these sports channels and they trash black men. Just look at Michelle Beadle. She looks like a walking ghost. Very unattractive white female. She doesn't like black men. And they love to talk about they're strong and independent. But yet still they need black men to play sports so they can get paid. Because people want to watch black men play sports. Okay? This is where the money comes from. Black people have more power than we think. We just don't exercise it. This female could not pass up on that one moment to not bring up this guy's past. And he was not found guilty. Well, I tell you, man. I'm out. This bitch.